So imagine this, you're off to your favorite vineyard in France or a sunny beach in Spain. Bags packed, playlists ready, snacks sorted. But just as you're dreaming about that first sip of sangria, reality hits you at the border. A friendly European official beckons you out of your comfy car seat, and suddenly you're being fingerprinted like you're auditioning for CSI Dover. Welcome to Brexit's next gift that keeps on giving: mandatory biometric checks. And that's right, every single British visitor heading into the EU's Schengen area will soon have their fingerprints and facial images checked every single time. Each journey, each holiday, each business trip, each casual day trip to stock up on brie. It's fingerprint time. Now, to those who voted Brexit, this was the dream, wasn't it? Sovereignty, taking back control. Well, congratulations. You've certainly taken back something. And what a joy it will be to stand outside your car in a windswept Dover car park, desperately hoping the biometric scanner can read your fingerprint through your smudged sunscreen. And the root cause of this chaos? A missing app. Yeah, in the year 2025, when technology is supposedly at its peak, a little biometric app has become the equivalent of unicorn tears. Without it, everyone in the car, from grandma to the dog, has to get out, queue up, and show their digits every single trip. Doug Bannister, the CEO of the Port of Dover, assures us all this is merely a temporary inconvenience. It will be business as usual this summer, he cheerfully says. Well, yes, Doug, that's because the real fun only kicks off in November. And by fun, of course, we mean infrastructure chaos of biblical proportions. Because to handle these thousands of frustrated, fingerprint-awaiting passengers, Dover has had to reclaim 13 hectares of land from the sea. 13 hectares. To give you perspective, that's about 18 football pitches worth of newly built border control joy. Imagine this epic scenario here. Your family car pulls up at Dover, having navigated through queues of angry, sandwich-starved drivers, only to join a queue longer than the last Harry Potter book. And you shuffle out into the drizzle, line up to get your finger scanned, and then pile back in the car, only to find grandma asleep and the dog now eating your snacks. But wait, Dover has another ingenious plan. What about those big tour buses? Well, they'll undergo biometrics checks at the newly built facility 1.4 miles away from the actual ferry. Once scanned, the buses will be taped shut, literally sealed with tape, so no sneaky tourists hop off midway. Think of it as a prison bus chic travel experience. The buses will then wind through Dover town, sealed tight like a moving Fort Knox, while cameras and AI monitor every suspicious deviation. I mean, seriously, AI monitoring buses sealed with tape, rumbling across town, while confused tourists wave at bemused locals. Is this taking back control? Or is this some bizarre reality show titled Brexit Borders, the Tape Job? And let's talk logistics. Bannister insists this new system will only add 6 minutes to your average journey. 6 optimistic minutes. But really remember, this is Britain we're talking about. 6 minutes is the theoretical minimum. In practice, it'll be 6 minutes, plus 20 minutes of arguments over misplaced passports, another 15 minutes because little Timmy's fingerprint won't register, and the other half hour because the dog escaped during the biometric check. All because the promised biometric app, supposedly ready in November, couldn't quite make its deadline. And when it does finally arrive, the EU leaves it up to each member state to actually implement it. Meaning, Brits can look forward to this chaos for months, if not years, before everyone gets on the same biometric page. The irony, of course, is that Dover used to pride itself on speed and efficiency. They bragged they could load and unload a ferry faster than an Airbus at Gatwick. But now they're relying on reclaimed land, prefabricated buildings, and fingerprint scanners to try and keep things moving. And this is Dover we're talking about, hemmed in by cliffs with 10,000 trucks rumbling through daily. There is no room for error, no space for casual fingerprint checks amid speeding lorries, no pleasant airport-style terminal here. Instead, travelers will get their biometric glamour shots taken in prefabricated huts, likely designed to withstand gale force winds rather than comfort. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Doug Bannister has hopes. He's optimistic that the UK's improved relationship with the EU under Keir Starmer might eventually tackle another Brexit legacy: empty trucks. Right now, thanks to Brexit's strict food checks, up to 40% of trucks heading back to Europe do so empty. That's right, massive diesel-guzzling trucks, cruising home with nothing but Brexit bitterness in the back. Keir Starmer's reset might finally get these food checks scrapped, because apparently letting British cheese producers export their wares again is something we now celebrate as a triumph. How far expectations have fallen. And think about the economics. Dover handles £144 billion worth of trade annually. Half of all UK exports to Europe pass through this bottleneck. It's critical for both sides of the channel. Yet this virtual artery is now reduced to a scene from an Orwellian comedy, with biometric tape-sealed buses crawling through town and empty trucks trundling home, leaving a trail of environmental carnage behind. In short, the real Brexit dividend is here, and it's fingerprints, sealed buses, AI surveillance, and miles of queues. Forget freedom of movement. It's freedom of biometric inconvenience. But let's be honest, if there's one thing Brits excel at, it's queuing. So maybe Brexit is, ironically, playing to national strengths after all. Yet beneath the comedy lies the darker truth. All this inconvenience was entirely self-inflicted. Nobody forced Britain into this fingerprint-fueled circus. Nobody but Britain itself, seduced by the false promises of Brexit. So next time you're fingerprinted in a prefabricated hut on a windswept cliff edge, remember, you asked for control. And well, congratulations, you got it. Complete with biometric data, taped buses, reclaimed land, and endless queues. Brexit might have been sold as a return to sovereignty, but now in reality it looks more like a return to the 1970s, just with more surveillance and fewer sideburns. Thanks for watching this episode of Outside Views, and if you enjoyed this journey into Brexit's biometric absurdity, please give us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Stay tuned for more deep dives, inconvenient truths, and ironic realities right here on Outside Views, because Brexit might have fingerprints, but it's our job to make sure the facts never fade away. And if you want to see another video right now, there's another Brexit video right here in the end screen, right next to a video from my newest channel. And whichever you watch right now, I'll see you there. I'll be back.